Hey, díobh pastí conas atá sibh inniu Tásúlagam go bhfuil sibh go léir go hintoch. So, inniu, we are going to be learning about data. So, what is data? Cead a ceapan sibh. So, data is a collection of facts, like numbers. For example, how many brothers do you have? Do you have two? Do you have four? Or do you have zero? What about how many sisters do you have? Do you have one, two, three? Or maybe no sisters? So this is data. What about your class? How many people are in your class? Maybe there's 20, maybe there's 16. So this number is called data. Okay, so today we are learning to do three things. Ever a haon. We are going to identify a tally mark. Ever a dá. We're going to record data using a tally chart. Agus ever a trí. We're going to take part in a pictogram activity. Ceart go leor? Brilliant. So, dúis, let's look at tally marks. So, what is a tally mark? Cead a ceapan sibh, what is a tally mark? Well, these are tally marks. So feicigh anseo, these are tally marks. Okay, so let's look at tally marks. So tally marks are represented using standing straight lines and diagonal lines. So numbers 1 to 10, we can represent them using tally marks. Mar hampla, number 1, we can use one standing line. Whoop. Number 2, we can use two standing lines. 1, 2. Number 3, we can use three standing lines. Ever a chathair, we can use four standing lines. And number 5, we can use four standing lines and one diagonal line. Number 6, we can use four standing lines and one diagonal line, plus one more standing line. This is the same for number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. Okay, so Anish, we will be using the tally marks in our next activities. And will sibh And will sibh Go ahead, talk a pastí. So, let's crack on. Okay, so again, let's look at this fruit bowl. And we're going to count the fruit using tally marks. Okay, so let's look at bananas. How many bananas do you see? So feicigh anseo, how many bananas do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 bananas, very good. So now let's use a tally mark. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go across 6. So that's 6 bananas. What about the apples? How many apples do you see? How many apples do you see? Go ahead, talk, yeah. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's use our tally mark. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 apples. How many limes do you see? How many limes? And a what? 2 limes. So we go 1, 2. And the last one is, how many lemons do you see? How many lemons? Cevid. How many? 2. And a what? So we go 1, 2. Go hentoch a pastí. Mac bhfuil sibh go léir an cliste. So again, we are now going to use the tally mark and we're going to put it in our tally chart. Ceart go leor? So here is our tally chart. So let's look at the first one. Here we have we have limes. So how many limes do we have? How many limes? We have 2. So we use 1, 2. 2 tally marks. And we're going to write number 2 and shaw. 2 here. What about the apples? How many apples do we have? And we have the 4 apples. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to write number 4 and shaw. So 4 total. How many bananas did we say we have? How many bananas? And we have the 6. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go diagonal 5, and then one more standing line. So 6. So 5, 6. And we write 6 and shaw. And the last one, how many lemons do we have? How many lemons? 2 and So again, we're going to use our tally marks. We go 1, 2. 2 tally marks. Go haonach capacity. So feck again shaw arish. So just look here again. So we have our tally marks. We have 2 tally marks. We have 4 tally marks. And for the bananas, we have 6 tally marks. So remember, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go 1 diagonal to make 5. So 5 here, and then 1 more tally mark to make 6. And the last one, lemons, we have 2 tally marks. And Okay, so Anish, we're going to do a little sorting activity, and we're going to use a tally mark and a pictogram. So, Cata Cap'n Shiv, what is a pictogram? Pictogram. Very good. So it's to do with pictures. So we have to put the pictures that are here and we have to drag them into the correct boxes. So every hand is banana. So we have to drag all the bananas into these boxes. The second one is carrots. So we have to drag all the carrots into these boxes. Every tree is tomatoes. So we have to put all the tomatoes into these boxes. The fourth one is apples. So again, we're going to drag all the apples and put them into these boxes. And the last one is pears. So we have to drag all the pears and put them into the boxes and shaw. So the boxes here. So let's try. Marhaba. So let's get all our bananas. So our 1 banana, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And notice that we're putting the bananas from the bottom up. We don't start at the top. We start at the bottom and work our way up. So we have 5 bananas. So let's mark that now in our tally chart. So bananas, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and diagonal across, 5. So 5 bananas. Ever a dog, carrots. So let's get our carrots and drag them down. There's 1. Where's the other one? And shot. 2. Is there any more? Is there any more carrots? Nail. Okay, so let's do a tally mark for our carrots. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's 2 carrots. Next one, tomatoes. Let's drag our tomatoes down to the bottom into our pictogram. So there's 1 tomato. There's 2 tomatoes. Is there any more? Any more tomatoes? Nail. Okay. My shiv. So again, let's tally mark how many tomatoes we have. 1, 2. So 2 tomatoes. And Ket Kion Ella. The next one. Let's do apples. So drag our apples down. There's 1 apple. Now remember, we're not starting up here. We bring it right down to the bottom. So we start 1, 2, agus, 3. So 3 bananas. My shiv. And again, we are going to do a little tally mark for our bananas. So we go 1, 2, 3. Or for apples. So that's 3 apples. 1, 2, 3. 1, and we mark it with ever a tree. And our last one here is pear. So which one of these is a pear? Ah, this one. There we go. Pear. So how many pears do we have? 1 pear. And a wow. So let's mark 1 pear on our tally chart. 1 pear. And we give it 1 tally mark, and we give it the number 1. So feicigí arish. So we have here, we have 5 bananas. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is our pictogram with 5 bananas, and we're going to put 5 tally marks here. Our second one is carrots. So we have 2 pictures on our pictogram. So we add 2 tally marks on our tally chart. Our third one is tomatoes. So how many tomatoes on our pictogram? How many tomatoes? 2. Very good. So we give tomato 2 tally marks on our tally chart. Our fourth one is apples. How many apples do we have on our pictogram? How many apples on our pictogram? And a wow, 3. So 3 apples. 1, 2, 3. So here we mark 3 tally marks. 1, 2, 3. And the last picture on our pictogram is a pear. And how many pears do we have? 1 pear. And a wow. So we have 1 pear. And we mark it with 1 tally on our tally chart and give it the number 1. Agus sin A. My shiva pastji. Okay, so faoi, I have put up a little activity for you to do now on Seesaw. So it's the exact same thing that we just did there now. It's got your pictogram here and shaw like this, and it's got your tally chart and shaw. So what you have to do is you have to sort out the fruit, okay? And you have to mark it with a tally mark. So again, you just put your tally mark here, and then you're going to add up the total. And over here, you can drag the images over into the pictogram and add them into the correct box, okay? And at the very end, you have a couple of questions to answer. So, banigi tatnu fast, all right? Okay, so tá muid críochnaí in is sepáistí. So slán agah agus feic fé mé a marach sibh. Slán.